All right, get ready. Today we're doing a deep dive into the world of cylinder fillers. But not just the job itself. We're going to prep you for how to totally nail that interview. Think of this as your secret weapon to landing that cylinder filler gig. We're using intel from RoleCatcher, their career guides, and interview guides are awesome. They're like cheat codes for job seekers, so we're giving you real insights.
Yeah, and what's really cool is that RoleCatcher actually uses AI. It can analyze your resume and even give you feedback on your practice answers. That kind of prep is amazing.
It really is like having a coach in your pocket, giving you all the secrets. But before we get to that AI magic, let's break down what a cylinder filler actually does. It's got to be more than just pumping gas, right?
Oh, for sure. Cylinder fillers are essential in so many industries. Think about it. Hospitals need oxygen, welders need specific gases, all kinds of stuff.
Okay, so they're handling some really important things. That means safety has to be like the top priority, right?
Exactly. They work with compressed gases, which can be dangerous if they're not handled correctly. They're operating machinery, making sure the fills are accurate, and following strict safety rules. It's a hands-on job that needs a lot of precision.
So how does RoleCatcher help someone connect their skills to this kind of job?
RoleCatcher's AI can actually analyze your resume, find your strengths, and help you highlight those skills, like the ones that are most important for a cylinder filler. It's like translating your experience into a language that employers understand.
It's like a resume whisperer. All right, so let's imagine we're in the interview hot seat. RoleCatcher gave us 10 common questions for cylinder fillers. We're going to break each one down, figure out what the interviewer is really asking, and then help you craft an answer that'll make them want to hire you on the spot. First one seems pretty straightforward. What inspired you to apply for this position?
Now, this is interesting because they're not just looking for a generic answer, like, I need a job. They want to see that you're genuinely interested in this role.
So it's about showing you've put some thought into why you want to be a cylinder filler.
Exactly. Think about how your skills and experiences connect to the job. Maybe you've always been interested in how gases are used in different industries. Or maybe you just really enjoy working with machinery and following precise procedures.
And RoleCatcher suggests mentioning specific qualifications, too.
Yeah.
Like if you have a HAZMAT certification, because it shows that you take safety seriously.
It's all about showing you're passionate about this field and that you've done your research. That first impression is so important.
Okay, so you've aced the first question. Now they hit you with this. What experience do you have working with compressed gases or hazardous materials? What if you don't have direct experience with gases?
Don't worry. Even if you haven't worked directly with gases, you can still highlight transferable skills.
Yeah.
Have you ever worked in an environment with strict safety protocols? Have you handled materials that need a ton of attention to detail? Just focus on how your past experiences show that you can adapt to the demands of being a cylinder filler.
And RoleCatcher's AI can even help you find these transferable skills in your resume, and then it can suggest ways to work them into your answers.
Yeah, it's like a personal talent scout, helping you show off your hidden potential.
All right, next question. Can you describe the steps you would take to ensure that cylinders are filled accurately and safely? This one feels like they're really testing your knowledge.
This is where you prove that you really understand the process. Think about it like you're walking them through each step, emphasizing those safety precautions every step of the way. So start with inspecting the cylinders, connecting them to the filling apparatus, monitoring the gauges and valves, doing those final checks, and the whole time you're highlighting all those safety protocols you'd be following.
RoleCatcher's Career Guide actually gives a really good overview of all these steps. And their AI can even help you tailor your answer to your specific experience.
Right, and remember, it's not just about listing those steps, it's about showing that you understand why each action is important and showing that you're really committed to safety.
Okay, let's move on to question number 4. How do you prioritize your workload when filling cylinders? This sounds like they want someone who can handle the pressure.
Definitely. Cylinder filling can be really fast-paced, so they're looking for organization skills and your ability to juggle a lot of tasks at once.
So how do you answer this one without just saying, I'm good at multitasking?
This is where you want to give specific examples. Think about a time when you were juggling a bunch of different priorities and you succeeded. Maybe you had to meet a tight deadline, or things changed at the last minute, or maybe you had to find a way to manage your workload more efficiently.
And it's a good idea to mention any tools or techniques you use, like to-do lists or scheduling apps, right?
Totally. They want to know that you're organized, efficient, and can keep up when things get busy.
Okay, another safety question. How do you ensure you're following all safety protocols when filling cylinders?
Hmm.
Or,
Hmm.
again, it's about going beyond the obvious, right?
Absolutely. Don't just say, I follow the rules. This is your chance to really showcase your knowledge of those safety protocols. Talk about wearing the right PPE, double-checking those connections, labeling the cylinders correctly, and being aware of what's going on around you.
And RoleCatcher's interview guides go even deeper. They give you insights into those specific industry regulations and best practices, which is helpful.
You want to show them that safety is a part of everything you do. It's not just a checklist, it's a mindset.
Okay, question 6 gets really specific. How do you ensure that cylinders are filled to the correct weight and pressure? This seems pretty technical.
It is. They're checking to see how detail-oriented you are and making sure you know how to use the equipment correctly. You'll want to show off your knowledge about the filling apparatus, the gauges, the valves, and explain how you'd monitor everything to make sure it's totally accurate.
And this is where practicing your answer with RoleCatcher's AI could be super helpful.
It's like having a technical expert making sure your answer hits all the right points.
All right, question 7 throws a curveball. How do you handle cylinders that are damaged or defective? What's the best way to approach this one?
This question is all about your problem-solving skills and how you assess risks. They want to know that you can spot potential hazards and take action quickly. Explain how you would isolate the damaged cylinder, report the issue, and follow the right procedures for handling defective equipment.
It's not just about following rules, it's about showing you can think on your feet and solve problems.
Exactly. They want to see that you prioritize safety above everything else, and that you can handle unexpected situations calmly and expertly.
Okay, that was a lot of information. But don't worry, we're just getting started. We'll be right back to tackle even more of those challenging interview questions. And we'll dive deeper into how RoleCatcher's AI can help you craft winning answers. Stay tuned.
We'll be right back. Welcome back to our deep dive on becoming a cylinder filler. We just went over some tough interview questions. Now let's talk about how to really make your answers stand out.
I'm all ears. RoleCatcher's AI sounds amazing, but how does it actually work?
Okay, so imagine this. You've practiced your answer to that question about troubleshooting a filling apparatus. RoleCatcher's AI will actually analyze your response. It looks for key skills and experiences that match up with what employers are looking for.
So it's not about giving a generic answer, it's about making it personal, right?
Exactly. Let's say you talked about fixing a leaky faucet in your answer. The AI might suggest connecting that experience to troubleshooting equipment in a professional setting.
It's like it helps me see how my everyday skills can apply to the job.
Right. And here's another cool thing. RoleCatcher has a video practice tool. You can record yourself answering questions and get AI feedback on your delivery.
Wow, that's incredible. I always worry about my body language in interviews. Does the AI pick up on stuff like that?
Oh yeah, it analyzes your facial expressions, your tone of voice, even how fast you're talking. It helps you project confidence, like a virtual mirror showing you how to come across as polished and professional.
So RoleCatcher is like having a secret weapon for the interview. But let's zoom out for a second and talk about the bigger picture. What does a career as a cylinder filler actually look like long term?
Well, let's look at RoleCatcher's career guide. One path you could take is moving into a supervisory role, like lead cylinder filler. You might end up overseeing a team and the whole filling process.
So you could go from handling the cylinders to leading the people who handle them. That makes sense. It's like a natural progression if you've mastered those skills.
Right. And there's also the option of specializing. Imagine becoming an expert in a specific type of gas, like cryogenic liquids or high-pressure cylinders.
So as you gain experience and knowledge, you can really find your niche.
Exactly. And don't underestimate the power of learning new things. The gas industry is always evolving. There's always new technology and safety practices coming out.
RoleCatcher actually recommends staying updated through training programs, like the ones offered by gas supply companies or industry organizations. They also mention some certifications that could be helpful.
Yes, a HAZMAT certification is often essential for handling those hazardous materials. And an OSHA certification shows that you're serious about workplace safety, which is huge in this role.
Those certifications can really boost your resume. It shows employers that you're committed to doing things the right way.
Definitely. And networking is important too. Going to industry conferences or joining professional associations can connect you with people, experienced professionals and mentors who can help you along the way.
It's all about building those connections and learning from the best.
RoleCatcher even suggests putting together a portfolio to showcase your skills, like photos of those perfectly filled cylinders, equipment maintenance logs, any certificates you've earned.
That's a great idea. It's a visual way to prove you know what you're doing.
Right, it makes a real impact.
Okay, let's jump back into those interview questions. Number 8 is a classic. Have you ever had to troubleshoot a problem with a filling apparatus? If so, what was the problem and how did you solve it?
This question is all about showing how you solve problems in real-life situations. They don't want to hear about theories, they want a story.
So I should tell them about a time when I faced a technical challenge and how I overcame it.
Exactly. Pick a situation that shows you can analyze the problem, come up with solutions, and actually fix it.
What if I haven't worked with a filling apparatus before? Can I use other examples?
Absolutely. Have you ever fixed a leaky faucet? Or figured out why your computer crashed? Maybe you helped a friend troubleshoot their car?
Those are good examples. Everyone's had to troubleshoot something at some point.
Right. And RoleCatcher's AI can help you find those relevant experiences in your resume, and then help you create a story that really highlights your skills.
It's like having a personal storyteller, helping me present my experiences in the best possible way. All right, question 9. How do you ensure that you're meeting production goals and deadlines?
They're looking for organization, efficiency, and someone who gets things done. Highlight your time management skills and how you prioritize tasks. Do you use to-do lists, calendars, any special method for tracking your progress? Tell them what works for you.
This is my chance to prove I can handle pressure and deliver results consistently.
Right. If you've excelled in fast-paced environments before, make sure you mention that. Employers need someone who can keep up with the demands of the job.
And again, RoleCatcher's AI can analyze my answer and tell me how well I'm conveying those qualities.
It's like having a productivity coach, fine-tuning your approach.
All right, last question on RoleCatcher's list. How do you ensure that you are complying with all regulations and standards when filling cylinders?
This one's all about showing you're aware of those industry regulations and that you're committed to following them.
So it's not enough to just say, I follow the rules, right?
Definitely not. Be specific. Mention those certifications you have, like AZMAT or OSHA, and highlight your knowledge of the protocols for handling, labeling, and transporting gases.
And I should also mention that I'm committed to staying updated on any changes in regulations, right?
Excellent point. The gas industry is always changing, so employers want to know you're proactive about staying informed.
RoleCatcher's interview guides actually provide a ton of info on industry regulations, which is super helpful for prepping for this kind of question.
It's like having a legal expert on your side, making sure you know all the latest rules.
All right, we covered 10 tough interview questions, and we explored how RoleCatcher's AI can help you create amazing answers. I'm feeling way more confident about my interview skills now.
Me too. But remember, there's more to acing an interview than just answering questions perfectly.
Oh, what else should I be thinking about?
Let's go over some final tips that can really help you make a great impression.
Okay, we're back for the final round of our cylinder filler interview prep. We've gone over those Gov questions and talked about how RoleCatcher's AI can help. So what are some of those finishing touches that can really make a candidate stand out?
Well, it's all about presenting yourself as a true professional who's ready for anything. And first impressions are everything, so let's start with how you dress.
Right, so ditch the comfy clothes and go for a professional look. It shows you're serious about the job.
Exactly. Looking clean and put together goes a long way. It shows respect for the interviewer and the company. And speaking of respect, being on time is huge.
Yeah, arriving on time or even a few minutes early shows that you value their time and that you're excited to get started.
Here's a tip that a lot of people forget. Bring a copy of your resume and any certifications you have. It shows you're organized and prepared.
Having those things on hand can be really helpful during the interview, especially if they ask about specific skills or experiences.
And don't be afraid to take notes while you're talking to them. It shows you're paying attention and engaged.
Taking notes can also help you remember things you want asked later on. Which brings us to asking questions. Remember, an interview goes both ways. It's your chance to learn more about the company and the role, and to show them that you're interested. RoleCatcher suggests having a few questions ready beforehand. What are some good ones to keep in mind?
Well, you want to avoid asking only about salary and benefits. That can make you seem a little self-centered. Instead, ask about the company culture, their plans for growth, or even about the specific challenges and opportunities of the cylinder filler role.
I like the question, what are the qualities of your most successful cylinder fillers? It shows you're thinking long-term and that you want to learn from the best.
Exactly. It shows ambition and a desire to excel. And don't be afraid to ask about professional development opportunities. It shows you're invested in your growth and want to keep learning.
Okay, so we talked about what to wear, being on time, and asking good questions. Any other tips for making a great impression?
Let's talk about the handshake. It's that first physical contact you have with the interviewer, so make it count.
Yeah, a firm handshake always makes me feel more confident. But is there such a thing as too firm?
Oh yeah, definitely. You want a grip that's firm but not bone-crushing. Just aim for something that shows professionalism and enthusiasm without hurting them.
And eye contact is important too, right? It shows you're confident and engaged in the conversation.
Body language is huge. Sit up straight, maintain good posture, and try not to fidget. These little things can really project an image of confidence and professionalism.
It's all about showing them you're attentive, respectful, and ready to work hard.
Exactly. And most importantly, just be yourself. Authenticity is so important. Let your personality and passion shine through.
So I've prepped with RoleCatcher, got my outfit picked out, my questions ready, and I'm ready to shake some hands with confidence. Any final words of wisdom before I head into that interview?
You've got this. You've put in the work. You know your stuff, and you're excited about this opportunity. Let that show, and you'll do great.
And even if this specific interview doesn't lead to a job offer, it's still a valuable experience,
Yeah.
right?
Absolutely. Every interview helps you grow and gets you closer to finding the perfect fit.
Well, I think we've given our listeners everything they need to ace that cylinder filler interview.
Remember, prep work and confidence are key. Use the resources we've talked about. Try out RoleCatcher's AI, and never stop learning.
We're rooting for you every step of the way. Until next time, keep diving deep and exploring all the amazing careers out there.
Yeah,